Hello, third grade. This is Math Lesson 1. Math Lesson 1, as always, has 3 parts. So our first part is going to be our facts. Second part will have Power Up A. And then our third part will have our new concept for today. Today our new concept is going to be a review of addition. So we're going to go through how we find the missing number in an addition sentence and how to get the answer to addition problems. So first up, we got our facts today. So go ahead, take out your folder, your envelope, and once you pull out your folders in here, today's Monday, so we'll have a look at the Monday folder. Once you've got your Monday folder, the first step is going to be to open up to facts. Now your facts has 100 facts on both sides. Take your time. Remember, when we do these math facts, it's really going to help us get faster with our math homework when we know our facts really, really well. So go ahead, press pause on this video, do both sides of your facts, and then you can press play again. All right, you've successfully completed your facts. It's time for our Power Up. Go ahead and take out your math book. In your math book, you're going to open to page 7. It should look like this, okay? Page 7 right at the bottom. Should say Lesson 1 right at the top. Okay? Once you have your math book open to that page, reach in that Monday folder. You're also going to need your Power Up A. Should have page 7 in math book written at the top. Okay? See, it says your name circled. Make sure that you got your name at the top there. Then go ahead and pause this video. Get rocking on the facts at the top. Once you're done with the facts, do the mental math problems at the bottom here. Remember, these problems that I wrote for you today are the same problems that you can find in your mental math part of your book right here. Okay, so mental math A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Go ahead and do that, and then the problem solving. When you're done, go ahead and press play on this video again, and we'll correct it together. Power Up is completed. We'll go ahead and correct it together. So when you see in your book, first it says to do Power Up A for the facts. So let's go ahead and correct those. Whenever we get it right, we're going to go ahead and circle it. If we did not get it correct, we're just going to draw a line through it and write the correct answer next to it. For example, if this one I had, instead of writing 3 plus 8 is 11, if I had wrote 3 plus 8 equals 10, I would just cross it out and write 11 right next to it. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to work across the rows. 6 plus 6 is 12. 3 plus 8 is 11. 5 plus 9 is 14. 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 plus 9 is 13. 3 plus 4 is 7. 8 plus 9 is 17. 2 plus 7 is 9. 0 plus 3 is 3. 4 plus 4 is 8. Next row. 4 plus 8 is 12. 2 plus 9 is 11. 7 plus 8 is 15. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. 2 plus 6 is 8. 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 7 is 13. 3 plus 7 is 10. 9 plus 9 is 18. See how when I wrote 12 instead of 13, I just crossed out and wrote 13 right next to it? That's how I want you to correct those. 7 plus 9 is 16. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15. 4 plus 7 is 11. 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 9 is 12. 5 plus 8 is 13. 3 plus 6 is 9. 8 plus 8 is 16. 4 plus 6 is 10. 2 plus 5 is 7. 6 plus 8 is 14. 3 plus 5 is 8. 7 plus 5 is 12. 10 plus 10 is 20. 2 plus 8 is 10. 7 plus 7 is 14. All right, so we completed the first part of our facts. Next is going to be our count aloud. This is count by twos from 2 to 20. Let's go ahead and just do that together. Say it with me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and just for fun, let's do it backwards also. Start at 20, go down to 2. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Awesome. Now for our mental math today, you can see that we're focusing on adding 10 to a number. When we add 10 to a number, we can take our tens digit and just bump it up by 1. Here's what I mean. If we're doing 20 plus 10, well, we can take the 2 that's in the tens place, and we can just change that into a 3. So 20 plus 10 is 30. 34 plus 10, take the 34, take the 3, bump it up 1, is 44. 10 plus 53, well, take the 5, bump it up to a 6, is 63. 5 plus 10 is 15. 25 plus 10, let's take that 2, bump it up to a 3, and we get 35. And 10 plus 8 is 18. G says, what number is 1 less than 36? Well, 36 minus 1 is 35, so I'd write 35. Now, on your sheet, that's what this should look like. What I wrote in black pen is just where the problems were to help you on the first couple days. Okay? Normally, this box can just be empty, and you can just write 30. You do not need to write the problem 20 plus 10. Okay? Go ahead and just write the answer here. So when we did 20 plus 10, we got 30. 34 plus 10, we got 44. 10 plus 53, I got 63. 5 plus 10, I got 15. 25 plus 10, I got 35. 10 plus 8, I got 18. And 36 minus 1, I got 35. And there was no H for today. On your power-ups, guys, it's really, really important that you just cross out your answer when you don't get it right and write the one next to it. Okay, that helps me a ton. Because then I can see where we're making mistakes and I can see how I can help instead of you just erasing it and putting your right answer, and then I never know that you needed help. Okay, so if you guys are just going to cross out your answers and write the correct one next to it, that really helps me as your teacher. Okay, at the bottom, we've got our problem-solving problem. Now, same thing. Today, I wrote it here. You do not always have to copy it onto there. Today, I just did that to try to help you out. Okay, so 6 students are planning to ride the roller coaster at the amusement park. 3 students can sit in each row of the roller coaster. How many rows will 6 students fill? Okay, well, I went ahead and I just made a picture. Sorry, that camera's getting a little fuzzy on you. All right, so I've got 6 students, and the problem told me that 3 can fit in each row. So I put 3 in my first row, then I put 4, 5, and 6 in my third row. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got all 6 students. Now they took up 2 rows. So the problem asked, how many rows will 6 students fill? 2. Okay, so I just go ahead and write 2 rows and then go ahead and circle your answer. You have successfully completed your first power-up. Go ahead and tuck that back in your Monday folder to keep it safe. Then you can go ahead and turn your math book, turn the page, and we'll get ready to start on our math lesson for today. Let's get started on our lesson. We'll always start with our objectives. So I'll have our objectives on the board and we'll tell you what we're learning, what's the point of our lesson today. Today you will learn how to use the commutative property. Say that with me, commutative. That's what we're going to do when we're going to switch 2 numbers around and still get the same answer. We're also going to learn how to solve some more word problems and how to find the missing addend in a number set. For our math lesson today, you need 2 things. 1, you need your book open to page number 8. It should look like this. 2nd, you need the sheet that was right behind your power-up that looked like this. Go ahead and put your name right at the top, and then we'll get going on our lesson. All right, your name should be there by now. Today we're talking about addition. Now, when we mean addition, we're talking about any time we're combining 2 groups into 1. So we're going to take 2 groups, put them together, and that's going to make our addition. If you look on your book in page 8, you see those 2 dice there. So if you got 4 and 3, and when you combine them, you get 7. Well, the numbers that we add together, that's what we're going to call our addends. Okay, so we've got addend plus addend equals sum. So if I had 4 plus 3 equals 7, well, 4's an addend, 3's an addend, and then 7 is the sum, okay? Sum is the answer. So on your sheet, the first thing you should do is right here at the top where it has kind of a box or a blank plus a blank equals another blank, we're going to write addend plus addend equals sum. Addend plus addend, that's A, D, D, E, N, D, equals the sum. Okay, so the answer is the sum. So now your sheet, you should have those 3 things written in right at the top. Addend plus addend equals sum. Should look like this. All right. Now, when we have those 2 addends, we can use the commutative property, and what we're actually going to do is we're just going to switch them. So instead of having 4 plus 3 equals 7, if I switch those addends and I make it 3 plus 4 equals 7, I still get the same answer. Okay? Now that property of addition is what's called the commutative property. So where you have a blank right there after commutative, you can go ahead and just write switch. Now, a lot of times you'll see me go like this, right? It just means switch. If you switch those 2 things around, you can use the commutative property and you'll get the exact same answer. We also have the identity property. Now, the identity property means that anytime we add 0 to a number, it's going to stay the exact same. So anything plus 0, you're going to write stays the same. Now, I always say it kind of dramatic, so I'm going to write it in all caps. Stays the same. I'm even going to put an exclamation point after it. It stays the same. If I had 2,000 plus 0, well, it's still going to be 2,000. Because anytime I add 0, it's going to stay the same. All right, let's hop into some examples of this. First example that we have, we're going to have 2 dice. Okay, 2 dot cubes. I got one with 4 dots and one with 5 dots. Well, example 1 in my book, if you're following along with me in my book, I'm right on the top of page 9, right up here. Okay, 4 plus 5 equals 9, right? So that is what this picture could represent. So under where I have that written on your sheet, under where it has the little 4 and the 5, you could just write 4 plus 5 equals 9. Now, is 4 my addend or is that my sum? Think about that for a second. Is 4 the addend or the sum? Well, hopefully you're thinking addend. This one, right, is an addend. That's a part. So that's just an addend. Same with 5. That's an addend. And 9 is the sum. All right? Let's look at example 2. Example 2 says show 6 ways to add 1, 2, and 3. So what they're really asking us to do is use this commutative property and switch the order of the numbers around so that we get different problems. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. I always liked to in a really, really organized way so I know I didn't miss any combinations of that. So I'm going to go 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 more gives me 6. So I'm going to write 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. Now, I'm going to keep 1 as my first number, and I'm just going to switch 2 and 3 around. So 1 plus 3 plus 2 also equals 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3. 1 plus 3 plus 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and start with my 2. 2 plus 1 plus 3 equals 6. Now, there's 3 more combinations. See if you can find them while I erase this board here since we don't need this part anymore. All right, did you get them? Hopefully by now we should have the next 2. So you had 2 plus 3 plus 1 equals 6, and then 3 plus 1 plus 2 equals 6. 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 6. Notice how I did that in a really organized way. So my 2 that start with 1, my 2 that start with 2, and my 2 that start with 3, so that I can make that really organized. That should be in your box for example 2 on your sheet. So right here where it says example 2 is where you should have written those 6 number sentences. All right. Let's move on to example 3. In example 3, we've got a word problem. Try to hold my book up so that you can see it with me. Okay? Example 3, word problem, starting right here. Matthias saw 8 ducks. Then he saw 7 more ducks. How many ducks did Matthias see in all? Keywords there are in all. So we're trying to find the total. So we've got a sum, and then we've got a sum more. So how many ducks did he see first? Reread. Matthias saw 8. So I'm going to have 8 ducks plus how many he then saw, reread, then he saw 7 more. So 7 more ducks equals how many ducks total? Well, this is a math fact. 8 plus 7 is 15. So we know 8 plus 7, we get 15 ducks. Now, when we have word problems, we're going to want to write a label on there. A label on there. So something you'll hear me say a lot is, do I need a label? Yes. Okay, we've got ducks here, so we need ducks in our answer. So we get 15 ducks. So on your sheet here, it should just have written that in. 8 plus 7 equals 15 ducks. So you get ducks in your answer there. Let's move on to example 4. Example 4 is the same type of problem, but this time we have 3 add-ins. So Samantha saw 5 trees in the east field, 3 trees in the west field, and 4 trees in the north field. How many trees did Samantha see in all? Well, right away, let's think, what's going to be my label? What am I asking? Well, trees. So I'm going to decide how many trees. So make sure that my answers got trees on it. Should be in this box, example 4, right here. All right, I've got 5 trees plus 3 plus 4. So we've got 5 plus 3 plus 4. If I do 5 plus 3, I get 8. Plus my 4 more gives me 12. Now don't forget, do I need a label? Yes. Yes, I had trees. So 12 trees. Okay? Done with example 4. Now, in example 5, we've got some missing add-ins. What that means is that we've got a letter that represents a number. And the reason the letter's there is because we don't know what number goes there yet. So for example 5, my first problem there, this is already written on your sheet, says 4 plus n equals 7. Well, I got 4, and then I've got some more. I don't quite know for sure how many, and I'm going to get 7 total. Well, to find this missing number, I'm actually just going to subtract. I'm going to subtract because the opposite of addition is subtraction. So if I take my total, my sum, and subtract one of my add-ins, 7 minus 4, I get 3. Okay? Now when I get 3, that is what n equals. So to write my answer, I'm just going to go n equals 3. Go ahead and circle it. Okay, so my missing add-in, my missing number is 3 there. My second problem says b plus 6 equals 10. Once again, that's already written on your sheet. This time, b is my missing number. Now, instead of having this one, which is a vertical up and down number sentence, this is a horizontal number sentence. We're still going to do the same thing. So we take our sum. Which number is our sum here? Well, that's our total, so that's 10. So we take our sum. We're going to subtract the add-in that we do know, 6. And we're going to get our final answer. 10 minus 6, think 4. so we get 4. So we get B equals 4. Go ahead and circle it for your answer there. All right, fantastic. That is all of our examples for today. So if you go ahead and turn to page 12, you're going to see our lesson practice. Okay, our lesson practice is right here at the top. So what you're going to do, go ahead and pause this video. There's a spot for you to do your lesson practice right at the bottom of that sheet. So lesson practice here, which is A, you're going to want to do on that sheet there. So at the top of page 12, you can see A says 5 plus 6. Well, 5 plus 6 is 11, so you're going to go ahead and just put 11 right there. Okay? Go ahead and pause this. Try your best to get them all done. And then once you're done, go ahead and press play, and I'll go through the answers with you. Awesome. So if we look at that lesson practice, A said 5 plus 6. We knew that that was 11. Now, if you look at the next problem, it says 6 plus 5. So they're just using the commutative property, and they're switching it on us. So without even thinking, I can just say, well, that's also going to be 11, because we just switched 5 plus 6 and 6 plus 5. Both of those are going to give me 11. Your next problem, C, is 8 plus 0. 8 plus 0, that's our identity property. Anytime we have 8 plus 0, well, anything plus 0 is going to stay the same. So we just get 8. So for C, you could just write 8. D, we said 4 plus 6 plus 8. 4 plus, well, it's written as 8 plus 6. Right away, I see 4 and 6 equals 10. That's really easy for me to get to. 4 plus 6 gives me 10, plus 8 more gives me 18. You could also do it, 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 6 more gives you 18. Both ways you get the correct answer. E, 4 plus 5 plus 6. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add 4 and 6 to get 10. And then add on 5 more to get 15. F says Deanna ran 5 laps in the morning. She ran 8 laps in the afternoon. How many did she run in all? Write a number sentence for that problem. So in all tells me I got to find a total. So I did 5 plus 8 to get 13. Do I need a label? Yes, 13 laps. G says write 2 number sentences for this. Wants you to use the commutative property, so it wants you to switch those around. So I've got 2 dots in the first number cube. I got 4 in the second one. So I'm going to do 2 plus 4 equals 6. And then how am I going to get my second one? That's right, I can use the commutative property and just switch them. So I'm going to get 4 plus 2 equals 6. H says show 6 ways to add 1, 3, and 5. So you should have 1 plus 3 plus 5. 1 plus 5 plus 3. Start with 3. 3 plus 1 plus 5. 3 plus 5 plus 1. And then start with 5. 5 plus 1 plus 3. 5 plus 3 plus 1. Now what are those all going to equal? Well, they're all going to equal the exact same thing. So if we say 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 more gives me 9, these are all going to equal 9 because I was just changing the order of the addends. So I should get the same answer. Okay? Let's go on to I. I and H, we've got 2 missing addends. If I'm ever going too fast for you, just pause the video, get caught up, and then press play again. Sorry, I and J. 7 plus n equals 10. Well, I've got a missing number in an addition sentence. To find the answer, I subtract. Take my bigger number, 10, that was my sum, subtract 7. 10 minus 7 gives me 3, so I know that n equals 3. J, same thing. A plus 8 equals 12, so I get 12 minus 8 to give me 4, so I know A equals 4. I can always plug that in and double check. Let me check. If I put 4 here instead of A, 4 plus 8, does that equal 12? 4 plus 8, 12? Yes. So I know it's right. No, I did it correctly. Finally, for K, let's go ahead and we're going to copy those two patterns. See how they have two spots and then an equal sign? So what it's wanting us to do is find where the addends go and where the sum goes. Now remember, if I'm ever moving too fast, just pause the video, back it up, make sure you got what you missed, and then catch it back up to me. So we've got this one plus this equals this. What words go in those boxes? Remember, our answer to an addition sentence is always the sum. So sum's going to go there. Then what are the pieces that we add together? Well, if we're adding them together, they're the add ends. So I'm going to write add ends here. Excellent. That's the end of our new concepts. Go ahead and take this sheet that should now be completed. This should have every box full to it. Go ahead and take that, tuck it back in your folder, and then take out your lesson sheet so we can get going on some problems. Now that we've learned our lesson, it's time for us to get started on our assignment for the day. So this is always going to be found under where it says written practice here. This is on page 12. Down here at the bottom, you can see it, page 12 of the first lesson. So we did our lesson practice already, and then right after it, our written practice will start. Our written practice will always be done on a sheet that looks like this. I'll have written for you what lesson we're on, what page number the problems are on, and then you're responsible for writing your name on there, and then when you're done, having a parent check it. We will start, all of our work goes in this big box, and then the final answer comes over here at the side. So I'll show you what I did for number 1. Number 1 says, write a number sentence for problems 1 and 2, then solve each problem. Number 1, there were 5 students in the first row and 7 students in the second row. How many students were in the first 2 rows? Well, this is a sum some more problem like we just learned in our lesson. So we're going to take the 5 students in the first row, 7 students in the second row, and add them together. So 5 plus 7 equals 12. Notice how I showed all my work. 5 plus 7 equals 12. Do I need a label? Yes. And I get students. So when I have 12 students there, I write that answer over at the side. I always like to circle my answer in the big box so that it makes it really easy for me to put it here. Showing your work is extremely important so that I can see where you get your answer from, and if you make any mistakes or anything like that, I can show you, I can do a better job figuring out how to help you fix it. Okay, so let's try number 2. Ling had 6 coins in her left pocket and 3 coins in her right pocket. How many coins did Ling have in both pockets? Well, I'm trying to combine both pockets, so I need to add. So I get 6 coins plus 3 coins. So here I'm going to do 6 plus 3 equals 9, and then I need my label, so I'm going to write 9 coins. I'm going to go ahead and circle it, and then I'm going to write that over at the side. 9 coins. Okay? 3. 9 plus 4. That one, there's not much work to show, so I'm just going to go 9 plus 4 equals 13, right at the side. Today I've gone ahead and started some problems for you. So you can see like number 5, we had a missing add end. 4 plus n equals 9, so I flipped it into a subtraction sentence. 9 minus 4 equals 5, and I put 5 over here at the side. Now, if there's any more problems that you run into troubles with, on our Zoom call would be an excellent time for you to ask me about those questions. Okay, so get started on this. Get started on this. When you're done, make sure you have an adult check it. We'll talk about it on our Zoom call today, and then if you have any more questions, feel free to ask then as well. Congratulations, you're now done with all your work for your first math lesson. So what you're going to do to stay organized, make sure that you have all of your pieces together. So you should have your math facts should be going in your folder. Your math power-up should be going in your folder. The work that we did during our lesson, and then your completed math lesson. Now when this is done, this should have all 30 problems with answers at the side. If you have questions on any of it, please ask questions. Have your parents reach out to me on Google Classroom, something so that I can help you with anything you're struggling with. Then go ahead, put that right back inside Monday's folder, and then you should be good to go for math for Monday.